What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I apologize that I wasn't able to reestablish the live stream today, you guys. And I shouldn't be here speaking to you now because it is 11:37 my time, and I've taken a sleeping pill. So there's that. So I could collapse before we're done with this. In fact, the video that I released yesterday, um, with regard to um, the impaneling of the white jury, um, I was waiting for that to upload, and it has to get to a certain point before I can go into the YouTube studio to add the thumbnail. While I fell asleep because I'd already taken a sleeping pill, so I didn't add that thumbnail until sometime this morning, like at sunrise or before or after morning prayer or something. And I realized, oh damn, I fell asleep. So I'm just not reliable. um, but I had some issue with establishing the cast of the tablet to the PC so that I could maintain that as my camera for you to be able to see me, so I can be with you as we go through the information I'm presenting on the screen and blah, blah, blah. I'm not defeated though, because at least as I said in the piece, I was able to prove that I can do it now. So this is nothing. But then the software, the capturing software, the streaming software that I use, because once you hit to go live on the PC, if you're on YouTube, if you're on the PC, when you click to go live, it starts asking you now for your streaming software to interact. And that is what facilitates you streaming. So it's not like on here, like if I just go live from my phone or my tablet, I just go live. I don't need anything to assist. But on the PC you do. And so my software was doing some things, and you have to get the what is it, the it's like a security key that YouTube gives you, and you put that into your streaming software, and then that makes it talk to YouTube, and then you are able to go. Anyways, it's the whole thing. But it also illuminates something I've said to you a million times over the years. For people that don't do any type of videos, you're just used to clicking on a video and having your say, and liking it or not liking it, and you have no idea the work that goes into that. you know some of these people that do YouTube are highly sophisticated, and you could see it in their work. But even still, they might be sophisticated but still work. It's not just click and it's just what it appears to be. It's not. There's a whole process to deliver a video to the public, you know and depending on what you're doing, there's more moving parts to that. Anyway, so I was frustrated by that, and I really hate it, because when I feel the juices of inspiration, that's when I speak. You know, I feel it. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what the words are going to be, but I know I'm in that energy, and that's the best time for me to speak. You know, I always try to stay inside of that. If I don't feel it, I'm not saying anything. No matter what it is that I may have in my heart to speak about, if I don't feel the energy of it, like, ooh, I feel it now. I feel like the universe is going to give me a lot. There's going to be a lot of clarity that I'm going to be able to communicate. And here we go. So what I did do is sometime after I had dinner, we'll just call it that, I discovered this full opening day of the murder trial of Ahmaud Arbery. and I wasn't going to speak on it. But just a few minutes ago, I went to the restroom, and some of my best thinking comes when I'm sitting on the toilet for some reason. And boom, us, them. I was reminded of us, them, because I've spoken on it many times. And I know I will forever because it's a reality. We must go back so that now this is the trial that's being televised. And then you have the fucker that was down after Jacob Blake was murdered, that shot 3 people, the Rittenhouse dude. So it's interesting that these are kind of going on at the same time. Uh, one could be a distraction from the other one, but both of them serve my purpose because or enhances it really. Because I've always told you it's us, them. It's us, them. And we don't think in those terms, sadly. We should be tit for tat. You did this to us, now we're going to do this to y'all. It should be that. It should be. And if I had my way, it would be. So we go back. You will recall that after the attempted murder of Rodney King and the acquittal of the murdering white devils that attacked him, after that, there was OJ. And this was supposed to be because white people believe they're supposed to dictate everything. But what they fail to realize is sadly, we're not us, them against their ass, which I wish we were. And B, we have a sense of fairness. And they disregard all fairness and righteousness, because that kind of has to be in your soul, you know? You have to have a connection to the one that created you, and they don't have that. So this is why they act out as the unbridled demons and perpetuate the evil that we see orchestrated by them across the earth every day. So the jury for OJ was mostly black or all black, but they echoed fairness because this was a murder trial. Show me murder. They wanted to show domestic abuse when they had been married. At the time of this white bitch's murder, they had long since been divorced and not living together and all of it. He wasn't even the first person to be contacted, wasn't eligible. But just inference is enough for them to mean he's guilty. And when you don't go by that same inference, disregarding all righteousness and law, then their ass hurt. So their vitriol for OJ is really about being angry at black people, you know? And then there was Ron Goldman's father, who had the opportunity to come out every day and call OJ every animal and, you know, and vent his venom and all that. And where's our venom? Because if it was me, I'm just waiting for something to happen to somebody that's close to me where I have to be in the proceedings some kind of way. They don't want me on camera. They don't want me. They don't want me. Because I'm sick and tired of the lack of expression of rage and revenge. I'm really sick and tired of it. So now Derek Chauvin was found guilty. And no matter what they say, they see that as a victory for us. And by the way, you can let me know what happened to the other ones. Has their trials happened yet? Because I don't know, you know. But he was convicted and sentenced. And so, therefore, for them, they didn't see righteousness as being served. They saw a win for the niggers, and that makes them ass hurt. You see, that's what Zimmerman was about. It was about not delivering a win for black people, us and them, perpetrated by them. So here you have the next major publicized legal proceedings since Derek Chauvin. And I suggest to you that the first act of handing you injustice was how long it took for them to even arrest these people, because they weren't going to be arrested if their video hadn't come to light, and that this demon sitting there as a judge has allowed the impaneling of an all-white jury. You see, so they're previewing to you what their intentions are. They want this for them. They need to hand you an injustice because they feel like you're winning right now and they need to win. Interesting, they didn't change the venue, because when they think things are going to go their way, they change the venue. But they didn't. Instead, they made sure no black people were on the jury, because they know they all share the same evil thoughts. They agree on their hatred of African people. They agree. But there were some things that came out of this that we weren't aware of. And one of which was, when we don't see Ahmaud when they go briefly in front of the truck, he's shot. They played an enhanced video where you could see the spray, because this chick that's one of the prosecutors did a very good job of describing the first wound to him, which was in his abdominal area, and everything went out the back, and you could see the spray. So he was already shot by the time we see them come into frame. So of course you're grabbing for the gun because you don't want to be shot again. It's like when somebody punches you, you're trying to stop them from punching you again. This was that. So of course he had the gun, but they played the body cam video of what these serpent white demons were saying when the police arrived. First of all, when the police arrived, you got a dead body in the street. By the way, he wasn't dead, because in one of the tapes you hear somebody say, "Oh, he's still breathing. He's still alive." So that means he was suffering. He was suffering. And she talks about the arterial spurt, like blood was spurting out of him because of the heartbeat. And when the police get there, you got a guy in the street bleeding out, and they don't have guns drawn. There's no get down. There's no checking them for weapons. I mean, it was nothing. It was as if they just walked up on, a yard sale, and they were just, what was going on here, All the things we know don't ever happen. That's why we know it's deliberate. Don't give me systemic. Give me deliberate evil. That states the truth more clearly. Do you understand? And if you hear even the audio of the defense attorneys, they're all white devil cross burners. I'm just going to play just a tiny piece of this because I just want you to get a flavor of her tone, her mannerism, and how she presents. We don't need a lot.
It's difficult to see, but
what you just saw was Travis McMichael raising up his shotgun. The Remington 12 gauge. For absolutely no reason, because where's Mr. Arbery? Look how far Mr. Arbery is. Mr. Arbery's under attack. He's being driven forward by Mr. Bryan in his pickup truck. He's running away from this pickup truck that's already tried to hit him 4 times toward the McMichaels. Travis McMichael is out of the car with his shotgun. And as Mr. Arbery runs toward him, he pulls up the shotgun and points it at him. We learned that the guy that with the goddamn Three Stooges haircut, listen, y'all know, black folks, we can look at you and know things when it comes to white. We know already. The haircut told it. The haircut, I knew at the haircut, nah. And turns out he had already hit Ahmaud with his car at least 4 times while terrorizing him with his motor vehicle. But then he wants to come and say, I was just recording, and, you know, there's a whole thing. Mr. Arbery rounds the corner and is shot the first time, and the struggle ensues. Come on, girl. Hold up, y'all. I'm gonna pause y'all. Attack on Mr. Arbery. Because Greg McMichael said it perfectly. Mr. Arbery was trapped like a rat. That's what he told the police. Trapped like a rat. Given the sound and what's going on, I'm going to go ahead and see if this will play. We'll see if it works. I want to get to the part where she's describing the shots, which we probably won't have time. But there's a lot that we learned from this, you know, like the main reason why, or I should say the only reason they ever gave for this whole event was that he ran by. Just he was running. He was running. And white folks use this term haul ass, another one of their sick terms and vernaculars that they use. Like nobody uses that except them. Haul ass. What is that? It's so juvenile and degenerate. But that was all the reason that they cited. Nothing else. He wasn't armed. He was in some shorts and a t-shirt that was flimsy. Nothing going on. But I proclaim to you that they're televising this so that, because they always do this, just like they did with the Zimmerman piece and all that, so you can see, and she could be an actor too, you know, she's saying the right things, she's invoking and evoking the right emotion and stressing on different things. But I don't believe her either, because why would I? She looks just like the rest of them. What makes her special? Why should I, an African man, just draw into her? Why? What? For what? I don't. And that's a teachable moment, because so many of our people do. well, she's the prosecutor, so then your psychological mind automatically assigns her as good. No, that's still a white devil ass bitch right there, a demon fucking bloodsucker, nothing less. That's it. Do you understand? So they're prepping it, and I've read the energy of the judge, and they're going to take you through all of this and then hand you hung jury, because some of the defense attorneys then had to speak. And I just thought, what are they going to come up with? Like, there's no way to defend this. What are you going to say about your clients? And of course, here they come with so and so was a Marine, and he was a Coast Guard person. It was his job to effect arrests and to, never lose his firearm and all this good old boy John bullshit. Nah, Murdering White Devil. That's the title. That's the truth. But they're going to make it everything but that. So to give the sick-minded white people on the jury a reason they can claim they cling to, you see, because that's all they need. They already have the hatred in their heart, and they just want a flag that allows them to go, okay, I can go ahead with my bullshit. I'll give you an example I cite for you. When all the uproar was over the election of Trump, when they would do these panels, like, study groups type thing, how many fat white bitches with glasses that I see sitting up had no reason, after they lay out to them Trump's whole resume and why you would be a dumb bitch to vote for him. How many fat white bitches with glasses I hear saying, well, he was pro-life and I'm pro-life, as if they hold on to their sacred. Well, bitch, what does it say about gluttony, bitch? So you said they're a fat bitch, so you're not adhering to that commandment. So what we're not understanding. But hypocrisy is their name. So they looking for, as this prosecutor lays out the case, and it's all bad for them, for the defense, those white jurors can't wait to hear something else they can cling to. Because remember, they all have an adverse reaction to the truth. You show them a completely innocent man, done nothing, but in their white mind, I'm going to hear something that allows me to stick to that. Something. A shadow, goddamn. Anything. Give me a reason. What's that song by Tracy Chapman? Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. I love that song so much, dude. I can't even tell you. That's something else. Anyways, but that's what they looking for. Just give me one reason. Baby, just give me one reason. Give me just one reason why I should stay and not sing at 11:30 at night. So I think my message, one of my messages to you, is let us understand that justice can never come to African people from a white hand. That's not justice. And if and when it does, that is still not from them. It must be from the divine, because they don't have the capability or the desire. This bitch appreciated her whole opening and everything, but this is a career for her. She's not emotionally attached to Ahmaud Arbery or any other African person. And even though she said some very important things, she stressed, she goes, so his only reason for calling the police was he saw a black man running, and they actually dispatched a deputy for that. And I appreciated her timing, how she could let stuff just sink in. Like, you could just add, ain't that some bullshit, like in the silence. But she just silence, and then you add that part for yourself. So it was very good. But it, again, I watch this enemy. I know them. And so the fact they didn't move the venue, which is what they would have did to run away from justice. Wait, we'll just bold. Who needs to go through all that moving in COVID? Forget that. Quick, get rid of all the black people on the jury. Just get rid of them. Because they know race matters, which is what I've been telling your ass. We are not the same. They know we are absolutely a different thing than them. I always tell you, Allah was not being decorative when He gave you this beautiful melanin. It's glorious, but He didn't mean it for decoration. He meant it as a sign, as evidence, and information for you. You are something different and special. You are unique. Why would I have taken my time to create you? Just like He has created the wasp, He has created the bee. Two separate things. We accept that a rose and a dandelion are not the same. So why are we buying this fiction that we're all the same and we bleed the same? Well, decapitate a goat next to me and guess what? Oh my God, they bleed. So it's a non-argument, dude. It's a non-argument. But I expect injustice because I don't know if any black witnesses that would be taking the stand, maybe some family members from Ahmaud's family. But other than that, everybody that's going to get up there is going to be some version of a white devil. And, they're just not interested, and don't be seduced by those who sound like they're saying something that's agreeable to you. It doesn't mean anything. We have to remain consistent as a people because your enemy doesn't change. They consistent as fuck. So you need to join that bus. But the sadness of it cannot be understated or overstated. They all said Ahmaud never said a word. That suggests to me terror. Terror. From the moment they saw him, he could see their guns. And he was stalked for 5 minutes. She really stressed that. For 5 minutes. The one dude boxing him in and hitting him with a car, then lying and said he tried to get in my truck. Never happened. Because he's saying that so that he can explain why Ahmaud's palm print is on his car. Not, I was trying to hit him, you feel me, and run him into the nest so these satanic white devils could murder him. Because I always tell you, and Ahmaud was not a heavy dude at all. I brought you another video of him where he had been, had an encounter with the police. He was just sitting in the park on his lunch. And here they come with tasers and all the bullshit. So here he was a very thin dude. He was no threat. But to any white person, they don't feel tough unless they're in a group or they got a gun when it comes to dealing with you, my people. That's it. So you should never go out of your way to make them feel comfortable. Because fear is greater than respect. Fear is greater than respect. You don't got to respect me, but goddammit, you going to fear me. And that's enough for me to keep your ass in check. Oh my God. Anyways, I'm going to link this day of opening arguments for you. And I'm going to try and follow it as much as I can, like key stuff, because it's worth it. I find myself, like I need to know what's said. Because this is when you learn about whiteness. You learn about it every day. But when you have isolated things like this, where there's a trial and oh my God, you need to really be paying attention. How do they move? How do they act? What do they say? What objections are being sustained and overruled? You understand? And this is in my wheelhouse because I do love law and I'm good at it. And you know, I just have always felt um easy with law. Like, yeah, you know, and it gives me an opportunity to do some dissertation on some things that maybe my people would otherwise not understand or be aware of if I don't help with that, at least people that follow me, you know. And so I am going to try and make another attempt at the live stream, everybody. Um, yeah. And I also am interested in live streaming some of my old work that people won't go back and watch on their own unless I spoon feed it in front of you. So I'm looking to do that. Anyway, it's going to cut me off from 31 minutes. It's already giving me a blessing. So, inshallah, in some capacity, we're going to be live before this damn weekend is out, y'all. Technology or not, I'm going to try. Meanwhile, I love you all, and I'll see you soon.